Oh, the greatest minds are here. I wonder what Joseph Robinette Rogan has to say about the ICE raised protests and immigration. If you recall, Joe a couple months ago had an about face where he turned around and talked about how nutty it is to just like deport people without due process. I wonder if he's changed his trajectory here.
That's the thing. That's the thing I always take away from it is just like, damn, dude, if we could just
wait, what the? That's his guest is. Oh my God, is the rich man of Richmond guy
organized even for like 2 or 3 years? We could just fix everything. Like the people really do have the power, at least right now, for a short window of time. But we really do. I mean,
but people have to understand that we are all in this together, and that there's organizations that want to drive us apart. And the way to work out our differences is having conversations and negotiations and figuring out how to work it out. It's not lighting.
His new song's about him getting a divorce and his recent ex-wife taking 50%. I know, I saw that. Amazing, but also expected.
Cop cars on fire. Like, this is, you know.
Yeah. But the spirit of those, like, not to defend any of that crap, but that rebellious nature in us is important too, though. It just has to be directed correctly.
Right. You shouldn't be burning Waymos while holding a Mexican flag, trying not to get sent back to Mexico. I mean, you're confusing the.
None of those guys are trying not to get sent back to Mexico. You dumb. They're Mexican Americans. God damn, you are such a ape, dude. I hate this guy. Oh my God, libertarian, by the way. I'm just like a socially conscious libertarian kind of guy. But also, I think you should respect the police all the time. And also, it's perfectly cool that they're just like kidnapping people. And also, please don't burn the Waymos. Don't burn the Waymos. Oh no, not the Waymos.
Out of me, dog. Like, who is your oppressor? Is it the electric car? Is it the country? Which
like this kind of question is so funny to me because it's like, what are they supposed to do? Like, I can't even say like direct their attention, animosity, and anger directly at armed federal agents. Like, would you even say that they're appropriate to do so if they were to do that? Like, would Joe Rogan be like, oh, yeah, well, you know, these guys are directly fighting ICE agents, like, in fisticuffs? No, you wouldn't say that at all. You'd be like, kill them. Kill them now. You know? It's like, it's the Asmongold thing. Remember when Asmongold was like, yeah, Hasan is LARPing. He would never be down there. Oh, he's down there? Well, they should arrest him then. He should be arrested. He should immediately be arrested. It's like, oh, okay, so you had no interest in this. Like, you have no stake in this. You have no... Your position is just entirely being antagonistic to whatever the fuck these people are doing.
You know, you want to stay, but you're holding a flag of another country.
Yeah, Mr. Anti-Corporate Conspiracy guy is like, I can't believe they're fighting. I can't believe it. I don't understand. Why are they burning Waymos? Like, well, don't they know those Waymos had families?
You're like, what? Why are you wearing a mask?
I can't believe they got masks on. I can't believe that they are trying to protect themselves from projectiles. You had a follow-up to that? Oh, God. I don't even want to know what this dummy said. Yeah, based. What is this? Asmongold watched a clip of himself in which he accuses Hasan of LARPing as a revolutionary for not protesting on the highway. After finding out he actually did protest on the highway, Asmon immediately starts whining about Hasan not being arrested for or banned for having done so.
Well, if anything, Hasan is a fake revolutionary because he doesn't embody any of the ideals that he has, right? I mean, disliking capitalism.
Yeah. He has a car. He's a car.
You're pro-Palestine. You're trying to adhere to this list of companies that you're not supposed to support.
Is always that don't understand solidarity, don't actually care about the cause, are directly antagonistic towards any sort of revolutionary sentiment or even any sort of expression of solidarity, turning around and being like, yeah, this guy, he doesn't care, yeah.
But the one that you make the most money from, you're like Twitter, by the way, also owned by Elon Musk, who people are saying is...
I don't make any money off of Twitter. I don't know why he's saying such stupid things. I have a blue check mark because Elon Musk gave it to me, and I never put any payment. I never put any credit card information on Twitter. Are you delusional? Are you insane? I do not make a single dime off of Twitter. I'm on Twitter because that is the website that unfortunately is still most commonly used by international reporters, for the record. Yeah.
It's a Nazi. Like, it really, like, that's not.
It is run by a Nazi, and Jeff Bezos is a freak too. What am I supposed to do? There's no alternative. Yeah.
Not the main thing. What is this?
You see Hasan? No, I don't see Hasan. I heard he was out there. I don't know. I think that I saw an image of it. I think he's on like the side of the top. So he's not actually going to go down there and stand in the in this area because
Which he did go down
no
there.
problem LARPing as an area.
Yes, exactly. Yes. No, you're right. What a great own. He actually did go down and commit a crime. I expected him not to do that.
He's so based. He's so based. Bro doesn't remember what he said. Yeah, because he's grifting. He's just like responding to whims. He's based. I mean, Trump's based. Please arrest him, officer.
Because it would be stupid and detrimental and bad, and you would put your channel at risk. But Hasan knows you won't get in trouble. Yeah, great idea. And streaming it.
Actually
Yes,
putting it
self-reporting
on
the entire
line,
time.
This is very different, which to be fair, he was. Well, if he was actually doing trouble, like, I mean, first he was, though? Yeah, I don't know.
No, you should be arrested again. Just sits on bootlicking and Trump administration. Bootlicking is whenever you think that somebody should get arrested for standing in the highway. I didn't know that. A lot of people didn't know that. But
No, that literally is, yes, you are bootlicking. Yes, lawful civil disruption, lawful civil disobedience. Demanding that someone get arrested for lawful civil disobedience is unironically the dictionary or Pictionary definition of bootlicking. If you look it up on the Pictionary, you'll see a boot, you'll see your face, you'll be throating it.
you know, we had a whole election that was decided that found out that most people actually didn't know that. But that's where we're at.
He always goes back to, well, Trump won the election. Yeah, dude, you'll see what kind of majority opinion you have. Republicans are so dumb, dude. They are so delusional. Oh my Lord. Wait, we're only 5 months in, dude. We're only 5 months in. Just you wait, baby.
And let's see if I can find the rest of this song. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's probably not going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. But
why should it? Yes. First of all, even if I was and I was down there, like, what the do you mean you should get arrested? Like, would you say that about CNN? Because in the eyes of the law, there is no distinction between what I'm doing and what CNN is doing, for the record. You might not think that, and I certainly don't make that argument either. But as far as, like, what I'm doing down there, it's doing coverage. Defender of the First Amendment, but doesn't defend the First Amendment on the principles of free press, on the principles of free association and free assembly, doesn't defend the First Amendment on the principles of freedom of speech, only defends the First Amendment when it comes to saying slurs. That's it. This position is unironically the most un-American position you can arrive at. It is infinitely less American than burning a American flag, which is, once again, a freedom that the American government affords, a freedom that the American government gives to every single person, citizen and non-citizen alike, on U.S. soil. If you don't like it, you can leave, okay? Why don't you get the out of my country, Asmongold? If you don't like the First Amendment, get the out. Go to a country that doesn't have free speech protections. Maybe you'll enjoy it more. There, you can actually also still do regime propaganda and be totally justified in being like, yeah, arrest these guys. Yeah, go live in Turkey, bitch.
anyway, so yeah, that's kind of the way I feel about it.
I don't get it. Why don't you go to a country? Why don't you go to a country where there's no First Amendment? I don't like that you're trying to, go to Tel Aviv, dude. They don't got free speech there. Go to Israel. You seem to love Israel. Why don't you go live there? Yeah.
That's what I think. Let me see here if I can find the rest of these. So he did not say thank you.
What? Him moving to a different country would be biological warfare and violate international law? Okay, well, even more. You're just telling me exactly why now he should move. Asmon doesn't support Israel, lol. This is why Asmon refuses to debate you when you lie about him. Wait, what? The easiest way to... First of all, Asmon doesn't support Israel, lol, is hilarious. He doesn't support Israel. He just seems to criticize all of Israel's enemies all the time, non-stop. Yeah, I know. He doesn't fully support Israel. He just supports everyone else that supports Israel, and he attacks everyone that doesn't support Israel. He supports the administration and its support for Israel. He supports the administration completely. He supports all the content creators that support Israel. He supports none of the content creators that don't support Israel. Also, saying Asmon doesn't support Israel, lol, is hilarious. The dude literally got banned for saying, yeah, I don't care. Palestinians are an inferior culture that deserve genocide. Yeah, he supported the Israeli strikes on Iran, and you delusional losers still try to cope as though he doesn't support Israel. What's next? He doesn't support Trump either, right? He's a centrist.
It's insane. I agree with Netanyahu. In a lot of ways, I do too, but it's not our problem. That's what it comes down to. And
yeah, see, this is why he agrees with Netanyahu in a lot of ways, but it's not our problem, you know? But also, he loves the administration that makes it our problem. He also refuses to entertain the reality that Israel would not be able to do any of this without our tax dollars. Like, there's quite literally an angle here that should frustrate the likes of Asmongold for all the principles that he supposedly abides by, right? First Amendment violations. Israel is responsible for some of the most consequential, most significant First Amendment violations, and Asmongold has directly defended them. The deportation of people who have simply criticized Israel is enough for Asmongold to say the First Amendment. Okay? So what's up? Chatter, did you change your perspective on your favorite Roach man now that you have heard him say these words, or no? Probably not. At least, it's great that at least the Vaz will exist as a straight proof of their evil demeanor over time history, no matter how cruel it has been, how crowded and how uncertain it's been. No, it's not. It's not going to change anything. You're wrong. And the greatest example I can use is Brett Stevens. People that are wrong and evil in the direction of the American State Department's agenda do not get harmed, do not face career penalties. People who are right, on the other hand, against the American State Department's interests will suffer consequences for it, even if the rest of the public arrives at their position. No one will ever give you the flowers. No one will ever be like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Law, shut the fuck up. You're wrong. You will truly say anything. Won't you, cock actor? Wrong. Does he live rent free in your head? No. Don't ban him. Does he live? My favorite thing about guys like this is that we started this conversation with Asmongold reacting to a clip of Asmongold reacting to a clip of me. Like, this is double the number of Asmongold reactions to me, okay? And I'm the one who's, obsessed. When he does this, does anyone turn around and go, hey, man, does Hasan live rent-free in your head? Well, I guess if you were to do that to him, he'd ban you. I actually, as a matter of fact, unbanned you. The number one phrase in my TikToks of you mentioning him is rent-free 26 times in the comments. Yeah. I did see how Asmongold does research. Just clicks on Twitter and goes Israel, Iran, and then clicks on the first blue checkmark account that's like posting AI footage and is like, yeah, this is crazy. Yeah. This is a self-report. He could be getting paid by Elon and weighing his payments against yours. Analytics per tweet. Dude is getting paid by Elon. This is why he says he makes the most amount of money on Twitter. I don't make any money on Twitter. Why do you care about converting his fans? I care about converting everyone. I don't even want his fans to become my fans, for the record. I don't even care. I just want them to know the truth. Do you understand? I want them to change their perspective. If they're fans of mine in the process, if they become fans of mine in the process, great. If they don't, that's still fine. As long as they're no longer firmly committed to licking the boot of this fascist authoritarian administration or turning around and fucking defending Israel's actions, whether inadvertently or directly.
Mask. Are you proud of this? Do you not want to get arrested? What are we doing? Are you scared of COVID? Like, I want to know.
Well, it goes back to what you said about mass manipulation, and also like we've all sort of lost our identity. That's why politics has become so prevalent in like the way people represent themselves to other people, and like, you know, that's like as our culture and our tradition and like sort of the knowledge of where our families and all of that stuff comes from. Like we're just little boats out in a big ocean, and we're looking for some kind of identity to reach out and grab. And politics, they make politics so easy to reach out and grab and make, just like in the same way that people just absorb themselves into sports.
Exactly.
You know, they're
This guy's brilliant.
way out of shape, but they refer to their sports team as we. Like
That's Jamie.
our defense did
Jamie
really good.
does that all the time. We won. Talks about a college.
Where I'm from.
Some college where he's from.
Well, that's maybe
Get out of here.
maybe if he's from there though, then it doesn't count. But
I'm just fucking around.
Yeah.
I'm not a team sports guy. You know, I'm a combat sports guy, and I would never say we won. Like if Kamaru Usman beat somebody, I never say we won. You know, Kamaru would call me up. What the fuck are you saying, man? We. You know what I did in camp? You know how many rounds I sparred? You know.
yeah, all the punches he took.
It's
for
so
him.
crazy. But if there's a group of guys, you can say we.
But that's
so silly.
I see that like I just see that becoming more and more prevalent where there's not like I don't know. It's sort of just like it's kind of even to expand on the thought of it, it's even like the way that now we've all just sort of we're all in these subcategories of the way we would be if we were in prison. We're all like you know, like in the same way that when we use the word black and white to describe like how many different types of white and black are there that all just get merged? It's like it like creates this maybe like group identity that's a lot easier to control. Like
for sure. Well, and then
you know.
it shifts over time. Like my family wasn't white. My family was Italian. They were disparaged when they first came to America from Europe.
Brother.
My grandfather used to tell me terrible stories of what happened to him when he was a boy living in America as an Italian. They treated them the same way terribly racist people were treating people from Guatemala that sneak in here. It's the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then after a while, they sort of integrated, and now I'm white.
yeah, now you're just a white person.
Now I'm
it's
just a regular white.
but it's easy now in like in big public narrative and stuff to it's a lot easier to accuse you and 30 other different nationalities of people who are all very culturally different and unique and just call all of you white people and then pick the worst thing that one of those nationalities did and just cast it among the whole group. But it happens with every ethnicity, every identity. The goal is to like put everyone in the world in one of 3 or 4 buckets and then hopefully figure out how to just put all of them into one bucket eventually. It's like it's so much easier to control 2 or 3 different types of people than it is 30 or 40 or 100 or 1,000,
Right.
you know.
Which is also, I think, why they never fix the problems that ail our inner cities. They want to keep that conflict. I really believe that. Because if somebody wanted to have a better, stronger economy, the first thing you would do is you want more people in the workforce. So you'd want less people that are disenfranchised, completely out of society, felons, all that stuff. That doesn't do anything but cost the country money, right? Unless you have private prisons. Now, in private prisons, those people become a business, and then that business contributes to the escalation of laws. And they want to make sure that laws stay in place because that way their business is always full. They have plenty of customers. Their customers are human beings that they turn into batteries to generate money. That's what it is. It's like those people, every person they have in there, they get more money, which is wild. It's wild that we allow that. But then it's also like keeping a certain amount of crime in certain areas ensures that you're always going to have debates over law enforcement. You're always going to have conversations over we need DEI. We need this. We need quotas. We need to hire more people of this or of that, ignoring the fact that a lot of these things, especially with universities, are the most racist, especially towards Asians. They're racist as fuck towards Asians. There's lawsuits about it. Harvard, is that still going on, the Harvard lawsuit? Where they specifically made their application process, like the whole acceptance process, more difficult for Asians because they were kicking too much ass. They had too many like Asian people that were willing to fucking work their ass off, study 12 hours a day, get straight A's. They're like, man, there's too many of these folks. We got to make it tougher.
The counter argument to this always will be, if you want to truly make this process a meritocratic one, you have to abolish legacy admissions. but no one wants to do that. Okay? That'll never happen anyway. Legacy admissions is the real affirmative action. Okay? That's it.
What did they do to make it more difficult specifically?
They attached a bunch of things. I believe the argument is they attached a bunch of things like social stuff. Like, how much do you engage in, activism? How often are you involved in, social activities on campus? What other things are you doing other than just pure academic work? They're like trying to slow them down. They're literally trying to slow them down.
Yeah, that's another great example too. Like even just that they can blanket Asian like that as such a
Right.
like
It's Indian, it's Chinese. There's a lot of, but
yeah.
people that come from a hard place are willing to work hard. That's the difference. And the problem with meritocracy is that some motherfuckers will go for it. And if you get a whole country of people going for it, that gets scary for the people that just want to take naps.
It's the same psychology that goes in, like in a lot of the smaller Appalachian towns, like where we recorded was really close to Bramwell, West Virginia. But if you look at even if you look at Bramwell, West Virginia, and their recent political history, like the last mayor they had, she embezzled money from the town, and there was and this isn't a very small town, so government corruption exists like
Everywhere.
and it almost is like maybe in those big cities.
This conversation quickly devolved, and at no point are they discussing the thing that they were supposed to be discussing in the title.